And for those who enjoy this channel and would love to support us financially, please feel free to hit that donate link. We'd greatly appreciate it. God bless.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Logical, Plausible, Probable. In this video, I'm going to question if atheists are in a complete state of denial and refuse to even consider if their positions are logical, plausible, and probable. Now, before we get into it, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click the little bell icon if you actually want to get notified when new videos go live. So I've done a few debates recently, and it's becoming disturbingly obvious that a large percentage of atheists rely on a conscious denial of any evidence presented against their worldview. Now, whether it's the person I'm debating or those leaving comments here on the channel, some of their supposed counterpoints are starting to border on either stupidity or clear desperation. For example, in my debate with T-Jump recently, when discussing the concept of information, he categorically refused to even discuss the premise of there being a difference between the source and type of information of two rocks banging together and the prescriptive information in computer code. I'm sorry, but if you don't think there is a difference between those two types of information, then I honestly don't know what to say other than you are in a complete and utter state of denial. Another common atheist position that really blows my mind is the concept that because something is ultimately executed via a chemical reaction, there was no requirement for an intelligent agent to have organized everything into the correct sequence and to have had the foreknowledge of the expected outcome in order to actually make it all occur. Now, since they also refuse to consider macro physical analogies like cars putting themselves together, let's put this in a much simpler and nearly 100% chemical reaction perspective. Think back to New Year's Eve or the 4th of July and all of those amazing fireworks that you were able to see. You witnessed phenomenal shapes, patterns, and in some of the biggest displays, you even saw things like the flag be visually expressed by tightly orchestrated chemical reactions. Now, while these are incredible to look at, they are nothing more than deterministic chemical reactions, right? However, I suspect there is not a person who has ever witnessed these events who would ever argue that they could have happened without highly skilled pyrotechnicians and explosive experts designing the entire 30 or 45 minutes of entertainment that you got to enjoy. I would go so far as to wager there is not a single person who would suggest that the physical fireworks could ever exist without intelligent agents to put all of the explosive compounds in the correct order with the correct timers, which result in coordinated explosions which created the patterns that we witness when we watch these entertainments on these special occasions. Now, if that is so, why then are the exponentially more complex chemical processes required for even the simplest form of life to exist accepted as the result of pure, undirected luck? This leads me to another atheist state of denial that intention cannot be deduced unless there was an original human observer. Now, while basically all aspects of biology require controlled, predetermined functions based on information, which is contained in the genetic code, and while that code displays all aspects of a literal true code and a programming language, this is aggressively dismissed as being such by atheists because they say it lacks intent. Let's think about this for a second. If you found a piece of paper and the only thing written on it was the chemical compounds needed to create a firecracker and the order in which to combine them, would you ever conclude that a designer who knew what would happen if you put those chemicals together would not have been required to create the information that you found on the piece of paper? I doubt any of you would actually think this could have happened by chance, even though all of the needed components to create the firecracker exist in nature and all the natural components to create the piece of paper. And that is the point of why I argue that atheists are living in an incredible state of denial. Yes, the components needed for life exist. Yes, the processes needed for their execution are natural forces of physics and chemistry. But this does not mean it is the logical, plausible, or probable conclusion that they can all be put together in the needed structure for the needed outcome, and for that outcome to occur without an intelligent agent directing the formation of that process information. So I ask you, if that piece of paper with the instructions for creating firecrackers had been found, would you think it was logical to conclude that an intelligent agent had created it, or would you insist that somehow those instructions had written themselves? That question probably seems absurd, and that's because it is. Yet in the atheist worldview, that is exactly what is being argued in the context of our very existence, and that is why I say it is logical, plausible, and probable to conclude that they are in a state of denial. That's it for this video. Please like and subscribe, and if you want to get notified when new videos go live, make sure to click the little bell icon. If there's a topic you want me to tackle, please let me know, and as you consider the fundamentals of our existence, make sure to always consider if your conclusions are logical, plausible, and probable.
For all those who appreciate the work that we're doing here on Standing for Truth, please hit that subscribe button because we are just getting started.